Pardon the interruption, but I'm Frank Isola. It's our third show together, and I'm kind of starting to like our chemistry, Izzy.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Come on, man. You got to work with me here. This is our big moment in the sun. At some point, Tony and Michael are coming back. Michael's now a football fan. He's over in Moscow at the big game. Going to be wearing a Croatia jersey, the thing that looks like a picnic tablecloth. All right, welcome to PTI. Mike and Tony are nearing a breakthrough in their couples therapy, so I'm here today with my new best friend, Israel Gutierrez. All right. They're cheering here, but not in England. So let's start with the World Cup and heartbreak for England in Moscow as Croatia scored a tying goal in the second half. Then the winner in extra time as Mario Mandzukic in the 109th minute beat Jordan Pickford. Croatia advances to their first ever World Cup final on Sunday against France. Izzy, are you sorry to see the lads go home?
I mean, let's start here with Croatia. It's great to see they're the first team to win 3 straight games in extra time. That's crazy impressive.
Yep. Extra game they basically played, 90 minutes.
The second smallest country to reach the World Cup final. But, man, this is more about the heartbreak about England, isn't it? I mean, look, it's coming home. You had the whole narrative set out for you. And you go up 1-0. And you go up 1-0 on what? A set piece, of course, right? And that's what's so frustrating about watching the English team play. Maybe they don't have enough creative players, or maybe they just, in their minds, rely on those set pieces way too much, but they had opportunity seemingly after opportunity and didn't cash in. Croatia did. It's even more infuriating when you consider Jordan Pickford had a great game, and he's pretty much had a great tournament, and didn't come through there. I love it for Croatia, but, man, that heartbreak's got to be.
And at the end of the first overtime, Mario Mandzukic right on the doorstep. Pickford made one of the best saves of the tournament. And then early in the second overtime, Mario Mandzukic, who, by the way, plays at Juventus, and they just added Cristiano Ronaldo, and that could impact his career at Juventus, but that is the biggest goal of his life. And for England, what's disappointing is you score first, so you have a lead. But when you score that early in the 5th minute and you think you can get away with defending for an entire game, it's very difficult. They have a terrific back line. They're well organized, a terrific goalie. But Croatia, they have creative players that can keep the ball and create things like Luka Modric, who plays at Real Madrid, Rakitic, who plays at Barcelona. To me, England, especially when the tying goal came in the second half, to me, England doesn't have that kind of player that can kind of keep the ball, make those, darting passes. And Harry Kane, in the first half, Izzy, he had one right on the doorstep, and he got a little unlucky. It hit the post. Could have made it 2-0, though, there.
And they had to play about 9 minutes in those final 9 minutes of the match with only 10 on the field with Trippier down.
Yep.
Very unfortunate, but, I mean, it's kind of typical of the English team.
They usually lose late on penalty kicks, but you know what? They have nothing to be ashamed about. Same thing with Belgium. They had a great tournament. They had a lead.
Right.
Unfortunately, though, they won't be playing on Sunday.
Got to give you props for calling Croatia looking good after the group
Lucky
play.
guess every once in a while.
It's the most action-packed day in tennis. Don't at me. The men's quarterfinal day at Wimbledon, and today's didn't disappoint. You had American John Isner and Novak Djokovic finding their mojo to move on. Rafa Nadal needing 5 sets to get past a game Juan Martín del Potro. And the big stunner, your boy Fed losing to Kevin Anderson after leading 2-0. Frank, you shocked?
Now, this is shock. This is about as big of an upset as it gets. I don't care that Roger Federer is 36 going on 37 or whatever he is. Roger Federer at the majors has been up 2-0 266 times, and he's only lost twice. Today, it happened for the third time. He had a set point in the third set against Kevin Anderson. Match point in the third set. And here's Kevin Anderson, big serve, and he's sitting along the baseline, and he just kept coming back and coming back. And Roger Federer couldn't break his serve. It wasn't until the 23rd game of the 5th set where finally Anderson has the breakthrough, and then Roger ends up losing 13-11 in the 5th set.
You could see the confidence in Kevin Anderson just gaining and gaining and growing as that match went on. By the time it got to that 5th set, when he broke Federer, he knew it was over. He knew he would serve his way to that victory. And that's great for John Isner, who beat Raonic of Canada and went on to the semi. Now he doesn't have to face Roger Federer, who he's only beaten twice, and both times were indoors. And so for American tennis players, I'm sure they were pulling for Kevin Anderson. There was that other 5-setter that was pretty good too, though, with Rafael Nadal and Juan Martín del Potro. And del Potro had so many chances, especially late, to break back on Nadal, get that thing back on serve, and really continue that match. He had one right down the line, wide open. He framed it into the crowd. got to give Rafa a lot of credit for hanging in there. He was drop shotting Del Potro all over the place, but I think it looks pretty good for John Isner. It's got to be, could be his breakthrough.
Absolutely. You know, here's the thing: whenever if you're going to play in the French, you want to try to avoid Rafael Nadal, and that's what. And Roger Federer is the same thing at Wimbledon.
Yep.
So Djokovic and Nadal, and now with Isner, they have a big chance. But give Kevin Anderson, that's the biggest match of his life. He was 0-4 against Federer, had never gotten this far before at a major, and you were down a match point, came back, won that set, and then 2 hours later, you beat Roger Federer.
Well
It's pretty
done.
good.
Well done.
Pretty good. All right, we had two bizarre endings in baseball on Tuesday. Cleveland's bullpen allowed 7 runs in the ninth, all with 2 outs, as the Reds rallied for a 7-4 win. Not to be outdone, the A's lost in the 11th when Houston's Alice Bregman hit a dribbler along the first base line that Oakland catcher Jonathan LaCroix dropped as he went to tag Bregman. Then he blew a routine out at first when his throw hit Bregman's helmet, allowing the winning run to score. All right, Izzy, which meltdown did you enjoy more?
You buried the lead there
I did.
on the Indians
Not
one.
the first time.
Yeah, so Terry Francona goes out and calls for his left-hander, Oliver Perez. You know what his initials are?
OP.
Right? You know who came out to actually pitch? OT, Dan Otero, the right-hander. You could see when he came out, there was some confusion. You had both Francona and one of his other players pointing to the wrong guy, and he comes out and blows that lead. Carl Willis, the pitching coach, tried to take fall on the sword for this one and say, hey, it was my fault. I sent out the wrong guy. But, man, we've seen this so many times in baseball. There's got to be a better way to communicate. If you have a guy whose nickname is OT, do not call for OP.
And there's a phone. When you call up, just say Oliver Perez and bring him in.
Or have press 1 for righty, press 2 for lefty. Any sort of option is better than that. The other ending was pretty interesting because you had the slip up, right, where the Lucroy couldn't tag the guy.
Easy tag.
And actually, it was a 2-foot ball that kind of curved back fair, and everything was crazy about that. But we see those kinds of crazy plays in baseball all the time. It's just so infuriating when you lose a game or potentially lose a game because you got the wrong pitcher in the game.
And Otero, by the way, he had faced Joey Votto 4 times and then gotten him out all 4 times. So Votto comes up, bases loaded, they bring him in, and what happens? Joey Votto gets a bases-clearing double, and that's how the Indians end up losing the game. But you have a phone in the bullpen. Just say Perez and bring him in. OP, OT, right? It's absurd.
I do think Lucroy is getting a bit of a pass here. I mean, it was easy to pick up and tag. He just dropped the ball there. That was probably should have been.
And also, to be fair, too, the first baseman on that play, you should be standing a foot outside the bag, give the catcher a clear path to throw, then step on first, and then you get the out.
Sports gambling proponent and NBA commissioner Adam Silver was in his happy place yesterday, Vegas, baby, and he found time to address the media covering the biggest event on the sports calendar, Summer League ball. Among the topics addressed were his conversation with owners about the NBA's competitive balance, lowering the draft age to 18 again, and reseeding the playoffs. Frank, which topic caught your attention?
Well, first of all, he did say that the Golden State Warriors, their dominance is not bad for the league. And I don't think it is from this standpoint just because Houston should have beaten them in the Western Conference Finals. I think the problem is when the NBA season starts, we all think there's like 3 teams that have a chance to win the NBA championship. In the other sports, it's really not like that. But I do like the seeding 1 through 16. I've been advocating for this for a while now. And I do think what the NBA is going to say is there's too much travel involved. I don't care that the players have to travel on their charter planes. Again, it's not by stagecoach. They're not driving to the games. They're flying. It's just better if you're going to have more than half the teams in the league make the playoffs, have the best 16 teams in the playoffs.
I'm with you on the Warriors there and the competitive imbalance because what's happening as everybody's complaining about them, everybody's watching, ratings are going up, the league's possibly never been more popular. That might have a lot to do with LeBron, but it's got a lot to do with the Warriors as well. I agree with you on the reseeding thing. I mean, if you look at, first of all, you remember LeBron last year saying, let's not get too crazy, right? I wonder if his opinion's changing now that he might face the Warriors or the Rockets in the second round of the playoffs. But I'm still a fan of leaving it as is, leaving tradition. But if you look at the second round potential matchups next year, if you sort of project in the Western Conference, you're talking about Warriors, Lakers, and the Rockets against either the Thunder or the Jazz. Those are great.
You already have
matchups.
the Lakers making it second round.
Like you said, it's predictable, right?
I'll be like Adam Silver. I'll bet you on this one. What about the age limit? You don't have a problem with that. It should be at 18. High school players, like they do basically in every sport except the NFL, should be given the opportunity to go right from high school to the pros.
Yeah, right? I think now when you have the G League at play and you can sort of use that as your minor league system or your grooming system, there isn't nearly as much pressure to draft a high school player and make him great right away. You can, again, throw him in there, even if it's a two-way contract of some sort.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities there. And, yeah, it's just the open market. You should be able to get a job with the league.
Isn't it amazing, too, that Adam Silver is having a state of the league address in Las Vegas? The NBA's like, summer home. Like, 10 years ago, maybe he would fly out, attend the game. Now it's where the NBA does all of its business. It's amazing. 27,000 hotel rooms the NBA took up.
Let's get a team over there. How about that?
Eventually. Seattle first.
Yeah.
Then we'll put one in Vegas. All right. Did you hear that LeBron didn't show up for his own pizza party in Los Angeles?
What?
That's right. LeBron sent a cryptic tweet suggesting that he might make an appearance at Blaze Pizza in Culver City on Tuesday. I don't know if you know this, but LeBron owns 10% of Blaze. He needs the money. And the company was giving out free pies to celebrate LeBron joining the Lakers. Some fans showed up thinking it would be a meet and greet, plus, of course, some pizza. That wasn't the case. All right, Izzy, it's your boy. Should LeBron have been there?
I'm going to give the people of Culver City a little bit of grief on this one. They should have read the tweet properly. There's a question mark at the end. So it says, haven't been to a pizza party in a long time, Culver City? Not saying him, he's saying Culver City hasn't been to a pizza party in a long time, so throw one and get the free pizzas from Blaze. But honestly, I do think it's hilarious. I mean, you had people lining up from 7:30 in the morning with folding chairs, and you had some guy saying, bleep a pizza, I'm here for LeBron. And while, he should have been there, maybe both for the company and for his own little PR statement, I mean, come on, like, you're really expecting LeBron to just show up at a random pizza place? I know he sent out that tweet, but he just drummed up business for his, pizza place.
Usually at 7:30 in the morning, if you're thinking about pizza, that means you were out all night and you're eating some kind of cold pizza.
Breakfast pizza.
Exactly, early in the morning. But, it's funny with LeBron. He clearly wants to do everything right in terms of public relations. That's why when he decides to go to the Lakers, he's not having, an announcement. He does it real quickly on July 1st. But they put the mural up of LeBron, and what happens? There's graffiti on it. And then this happens where he's leading some fans to believe, this is going to be great. LeBron's going to be there. He doesn't show up. I'm not going to put it on LeBron, but he wanted to do a good thing. And now people are saying, where the heck are you?
Should have absolutely just blamed L.A. traffic. Everybody would have been understanding. Let him move on.
And if he really wants pizza, LeBron should have signed with the Knicks because that's where the best pizza is. Didn't you know that?
No.
Come on, Izzy.
Nope.
All right, let's take a break. But coming up, Manny Machado hit 2 home runs against the Yankees last night. Is he likely to play for them or against their biggest rival?
And Joel Embiid gets more headlines, but does his one-on-one opponent have a brighter future?
Joel Embiid, did he show up for the pizza in Culver City?
Probably.
Harper in free agency. The Machado right now. Left-handed hitters, those are the guys you need at Yankee Stadium, not another right-handed bat. He's a brilliant player. He's going to make somebody very happy. If I'm the Yankees, I'm not giving up my prospects. I'll dip into the free agent market over the summer.
That's such a great farm system, though. I'm just kind of obsessed a little bit with Manny Machado going to the Yankees. I'm all about them going all in on the power department, right? They're already leading major leagues in home runs by 21. That's the same gap between second place Boston and 12th place Seattle. I want them to move Didi to third, put Manny at short, have that monster lineup, and maybe pick up like a Nathan Uvalde for the starting.
And guess what? Either the Red Sox or the Yankees are going to be in that wild card game, and it's not going to be about another big-time hitter. It's going to be about your pitching and your bullpen to win that one game.
Sure.
All right, what do we got next?
Toss-up. They pitch against each other tonight. More impressive career, Bartolo Colon or Chris Sale?
Listen, this just depends on your idea of impressive, okay? Because Chris Sale has the great resume for the last 7 years, has been spectacular. But Bartolo Colon, man, I mean, he won a Cy Young with the Angels in 05, first of all. He made his last All-Star game at the age of 43. That's 18 years after making his first All-Star game. This guy's resume is, I know he's got the steroid thing and everything else, but people must suggest he's been using them wrong because he doesn't look like a steroid guy.
But he does have a rubber arm.
He does.
And he's been around forever, but it's Chris Sale who's had the better career, and he's going to start 30 games again. He has started at least 26 games for the last 6 years. He'll get 30 starts in this year. But did you know this about Chris Sale? All-time strikeouts per 9 inning, baseball history, strikeouts to walk ratio, best all-time in baseball. I'm including Cy Young, Nolan Ryan, any pitcher you get, your boy Josh Beckett in Miami.
I want to see him pitch 3 shutouts as a 40-year-old the way Bartolo Colon
Yeah, but he's been brilliant early in his career.
Impressive from beginning to when is the end? We have no idea.
he might pitch forever. All right, what else we got?
Toss-up. They played one-on-one. Who's got the brighter future, Joel Embiid or Jason Tatum?
I'm going to go with Tatum for this reason. And I do like Embiid. I like his personality and his big-time player. but there were a lot of things that were revealed about him in the playoffs. He was not in great shape. To me, there were times when he didn't come through late in games. Jason Tatum, to step in as a rookie and to play the way that he did. Remember, 5 minutes into the season, Gordon Hayward goes down, Jason Tatum comes in, and you didn't even think about him as a rookie. Donovan Mitchell, you didn't think about him as a rookie. Same thing with Jason Tatum. I get it. Embiid's the bigger personality. The longer career, especially health-wise, is going to be Tatum.
I think if you look at ceilings or comps, rather, if you look at Jason Tatum as some version of Kevin Durant, that's crazy impressive,
pretty good,
right? And you look at Joel Embiid and you're thinking sort of a new age Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, I'm kind of with you. Like, I think Jason Tatum in today's game, I think he sort of looks like a tougher version of Kevin Durant, potentially. He's, I think, 4 years older, or 4 years younger than Joel Embiid. I love Jason Tatum's game. I love his confidence. I love the fact that he talks just as much trash to Embiid as Embiid does.
Yeah, but that's why we all like Embiid, because he's got the big-time personality. But he needs to stay healthy. All right, what else?
Last one, toss-up. Who had the better night, Trae Young or Kevin Knox?
I'll let you talk about your boy. I'll take Trae Young on this one for a couple of reasons. He needed this. Trae Young went 7 for 13 from 3 yesterday in Summer League. That includes 2 30-foot shots, which are going to be kind of his signature, I'm assuming. In his last regular season, by the way, there was 4 players that made multiple 30-foot shots in a game. LeBron, Kevin Love, Eric Gordon, and, of course, Frank Kaminsky. I'm telling you, Trae Young, what I really like about him, though, he can still have games where he gets to the foul line. He got to the foul line more than 8 times a game. As a collegiate, he had 2 double-figure foul game attempts, free throw attempts in Summer League so far. I like his game rounding out. He doesn't really have to shoot all the time to be effective. It's just that it's his specialty.
Say it along with me. Knicks, Knox. That's what it is. Kevin, by the way,
I love it.
How about... On draft night, he gets drafted, and the crowd is booing, just like they did with Kristaps Porzingis. To me, big-time athlete. He's only 18 years old. His jump shot has been a lot better than we thought. Last night, he goes 16 of 29. And now
like Trae Young out there,
so the same Knicks fans that booed him on draft night, they already have him in Springfield, and we have the statue coming up of Kevin Knox.
I really only gave you Kevin Knox so you can talk about your boy in New York, but I love his game. I love his athleticism. He's got a little bit more handles, and I think people recognize that kid's going to be a
John
star.
Calipari said he was going to be a steal. Now, it's only Summer League, but so far it looks like he's right. All right, that's it. Let's take one last break, but still to come, a new detail about Magic Johnson's courtship of LeBron.
And should Rafael Palmeiro's numbers get him a look at the next level?
What level is that?
Senior.
Hall of Fame?
PTI highlights an analysis of England and Croatia in the World Cup. The marathon upset of Roger Federer, plus inside the timeline of LeBron to the Lakers. See you at 6 Eastern after PTI.
Pardon the interruption is brought to you by Sport Clips Haircuts. Check in online now. Visit sportclips.com/check-in.
All right, it's happy time, everyone, except if you're British, of course. Happy 28th birthday. Caroline Wozniacki, the world's former #1 tennis player, was knocked out of Wimbledon in the second round. You won your first major at the Australian in January. Of course, Wozniacki is engaged to former NBA player David Lee.
Gator.
Serena Williams is her BFF. And in 2014, Wozniacki ran the New York City Marathon in 3 hours and 26 minutes. Not bad,
Don't
Mr.
forget this accomplishment, kicking Rory McIlroy to the curb.
You had to bring up that painful moment in life. All right, happy anniversary, Bo Jackson. On this day 28 years ago at Old Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, you tracked down a fly ball and then proceeded to run along the outfield wall like Spider-Man. Look at that. To avoid a violent collision. What an athlete. Bo won the Heisman Trophy at Auburn, made the Baseball All-Star Game in 1989, and was a Pro Bowl running back for the Raiders in 1990. Incredible.
Did not need to run up that wall, but I could watch that play on repeat for days.
And he still ran over Brian Bosworth a couple of times. Happy trails to whatever pitch Indians catcher Roberto Perez wanted Trevor Bauer to throw to Cincinnati's Joey Votto. You want to improve the pace of play in baseball, then don't shake off your catcher 8 times on a 1-0 pitch with a 4-run lead. And then Bauer threw an 80-mile-per-hour breaking ball 5 feet outside. Just riveting, right?
That is not, but I love Trevor Bauer. He's my favorite personality in baseball.
No. All right. One correction. Federer is now 266-3, won up 2 sets in a slam. Izzy fouled me up with the Isner stat about beating Federer indoors or whatever it was. All right, we're running out of show. Let's go to the big finish. Magic Johnson arrived an hour early to his meeting with LeBron and waited outside in his car. Are you surprised?
I played in the finals against Larry Bird. You think I'm worried about free agency? Yeah, he was a little worried about free agency. The Warriors signed the fiance of Steph Curry's sister. Smart move.
Absolutely. Damian Lee, who, by the way, did get called up by the Atlanta Hawks last year. Right now, the Currys are like NBA's first family. They really are. All right, Fox is reportedly talking to Jeff Fisher about an analyst gig. Do you like it?
I think the only former coach who said anything interesting in any of those pregame shows was Mike Ditka, right? I'm not.
John Madden's
not really interested.
John Madden was good at it.
In the booth, not in the
All
pregame.
right. I see what you mean.
53-year-old Rafael Palmeiro has a 9.26 OPS in his comeback. You impressed?
Yeah, he gets to play with his son. Good hand-eye coordination. Absolutely impressed. All right, Tim Tebow plays in the AA All-Star game tonight. That's great. What are you expecting out of your guy?
I really don't care. Have you heard that he's dating another Miss Universe, the 2017 reportedly Miss Universe? That's what I want to know about Tim Tebow.
And you know what? At some point, the Mets should call him up. All right, we're running out of time. Thanks for watching. I'm Frank Isola.
And I'm Israel Gutierrez. You can get the PTI podcast on the ESPN app or Apple Podcasts.
Congratulations, Croatia.
Yes.
Great job.
Yes.